So, in our last class, we were discussing this shloka. Let's continue this. Earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and false ego, all together, these eight comprise my separated material energies. Besides this inferior nature, O mighty Arjuna, there is a superior energy of mine, which is all living entities who are struggling with material nature and sustaining the universe. So, we discussed this thing in our last class that there are two energies of Lord Krishna. One is material energy and other is spiritual energy. Material energy is all the non-living things you see around yourself. That is the material energy of Lord Krishna. So whatever you see, your bed, this mic, this laptop, this costume, even this body, dress, and even this body. So these all are the dead matters. And this is the material energy of Lord Krishna. And spiritual energy is which is conscious. So soul is conscious. We are spiritual soul. And we are spiritual energy of Krishna. So now here is a question that which energy is Krishna? Is Krishna material energy or spiritual energy? What is your answer? So once I asked this question with devotees, so they were replying that Krishna is a spiritual energy. Is it true? Is Krishna a spiritual energy? See, Krishna is neither material energy nor a spiritual energy. Krishna is Shaktiman. These are the energies of Krishna. So how Krishna can, come in any of these categories? So it's not true. Krishna is not spiritual energy. These are the energies of Krishna. So Krishna is Shaktiman. The energy holder. So these two shlokas we discussed. Let's discuss in this. Let's discuss this in more detail. There are many material universes clustered together, and all these universes constitute the material creation. Beyond these clusters of countless material universe is the spiritual sky, which is also mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. So, what Prabhupada ji is telling here? That you will see there are many material universes versus, different planets. Heaven, hell, Brahmalok, Prithvilok. There are many universes. There are many material planets clustered together, and all these universes constitute a material creation. So it is like a bunch. We say bunch of grapes. So it is like only a bunch in this whole creation. Beyond these clusters of countless material universes is the spiritual sky. See, first of all, one should understand that any material thing is not countless. It can't be countless. But as there are so many material planets, that's why Prabhupada ji is saying countless here. Because you will see any material thing, it will be limited. It can't be unlimited. Only spiritual world is infinite. Anything you see there, it is eternal. So beyond these clusters of material universes, countless material universes, is the spiritual sky, which is also mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. So this is very much important to understand that. See, today I was hearing lecture of His Holiness Radha Govind Maharaj. So he was explaining this thing that you will see people are so much dumb-minded. How? See, anyone in this world, he desires for something high. Maharaj was giving this example that you will see anyone, they will desire, if someone is living in mountains, so they will desire that, oh, I should live in city, so that there may be more facilities. There will be more comfort in cities, so I should live in cities. People who live in cities, they desire that that we should live in more developed cities like Mumbai, Delhi, etc. People who are living in those cities, they desire that, oh, we should live in other countries like America, London, etc. And you will see people who are living in foreign, they desire that, oh, I should go at moon and I should live there. So you will see anyone in this world, they desire for something higher. Is it not? Even if we talk about job, so anyone who is working in job, who is doing any job, he will desire to get promoted in more higher designation, at more higher designation. Is it not? So everyone, anyone, any person, they desire something high. But they desire something high within this planet only, where they are living. No one thinks something, no one think that, oh, is there something beyond all these things? Only fewer souls, only few people who are really fortunate, they only think about this thing, that is there something beyond all these things? And once they think, Krishna arranges association of devotees for them, and they just start to follow this process. So this one should understand that, even see, we were also not aware about all these things, that this is material world. Even if I talk about myself, I was not aware about this thing, that this is material world. Although it is clearly seen that anything you have, it is there for you for specific period of time. It is not with you for always. Whatever you have, it can be anything. But then also only few people think that, is there something beyond these things? We want things for always, but these things are not with us for always. So is there something beyond this? I don't want to, die, but then also I will have to die. So is there any solution of this? So when one thinks, when these questions arise in someone's mind, then they, get association of devotees by Krishna's mercy, and they just walk on this path. So this is very much important, that beyond these clusters of countless material universes is the spiritual sky. And this is which is also mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. So we will try to recite the shloka. Na tad bhasayate suryo na shashank na pavakah yad gatva na nivartante tad dham paramam mama. Na tad bhasayate suryo na shashank na pavakah yad gatva na nivartante tad dham paramam mama. That abode of mine is not illumined by the sun or moon nor by electricity. So see, Krishna is telling uh, about spiritual world, which is beyond these clusters of material planets. So that abode of mine is not illumined by the sun or moon nor by electricity. And anyone who reaches it never comes back to this material world. Hari bol. See what else anyone need. If someone tells you that whatever sufferings coming in your life, you will get relieved of those sufferings for always. So will you not be happy? Just by this thought, you become so much happy. And when you will get that, when you will get on that stage, when there will be no sufferings at all, then what to say about that feeling? Only bliss. Everything which is whatever you are doing, of course, real bliss when we serve Krishna. Real bliss is there when we serve Krishna. So only bliss, no sufferings at all. No birth, no death, no diseases, and no old age. So what else someone needs? So isn't this just amazing? And once who will reach to God, when one he will go back to Godhead, when he will reach back to Godhead, he will never come again in this material world. So whatever sacrifices we are doing, that is not actually sacrifices. So whatever we are doing, it is very, there is no any hard work in whatever we are doing. The process is so simple. And just by doing these simple things, we will get relieved from all the sufferings for always. So anyone who is intelligent, he will invest his time in doing these devotional services, and he will get relieved from all the sufferings for always. So earlier also we discussed one shloka in which Krishna was telling this thing, that in spiritual world, the effulgence that you see, which we say prakash in Hindi, that is not illuminated by the sun or moon nor by electricity. It actually happens with the light from the transcendental body of Lord himself, which we call Brahma Jyoti in Hindi. So that Brahma Jyoti, you might have heard that there are Brahmavadis who meditate on the Brahma Jyoti of Lord. So it is basically that effulgence of the transcendental body of Lord Krishna. And there is no any bliss in merging to that effulgence of Lord Krishna, in that Brahma Jyoti. What will one do after emerging, if he will emerge in that Brahma Jyoti? Real bliss is in service. You will see, if you will see ordinarily also, people do serve other people, and then only they get happy when they serve others. Is it not? So, same, if we serve Lord, as we are fragmental part of Lord, if we serve Lord, then we get satisfied. Then we experience bliss. And you can experience this right now also. Even though we have not elevated much, but then also you can experience some bliss is there. And that's why we are continuing this process, because we are experiencing some bliss, some happiness. So this is really amazing. Moving forward, that superior nature which is beyond this material nature is eternal. There is no history of its ever having begun. It has neither beginning nor end. Yes, eternal means which has neither beginning nor end. See, in Hindi, eternal means anadi. So, anadi means there is no ant and there is no starting. So, that is eternal. So, that superior nature which is beyond this material nature is eternal. It is from always. And in scriptures also, there is no any history of it, that when it started or when will it end. No, it is from eternal time. Means there is no beginning and there is no end. Now, here are these shlokas. We will try to recite these shlokas. परस्तस्मात् तु भावोऽन्यो व्यक्तो व्यक्तात् सनातनः यः स सर्वेषु भूतेषु नश्यत्सु न विनश्यति अव्यक्तोऽक्षर इत्युक्तस्तम् आहुः परमां गतिं यं प्राप्य न निवर्तन्ते तद्धाम परमं मम. One more time. परस्तस्मात् तु भावोऽन्यो व्यक्तो व्यक्तात् सनातनः यः स सर्वेषु भूतेषु नश्यत्सु न विनश्यते अव्यक्तोऽक्षर इत्युक्तस्तम् आहुः परमां गतिं यं प्राप्य न निवर्तन्ते तद्धाम परमं मम. There is another eternal nature which is transcendental to this manifested and non-manifested matter. It is supreme and it is never annihilated. When all in this world is annihilated, that part remains as it is. So, it is, Krishna is telling about the creation in this shloka. That supreme status is called unmanifested and infallible and is the highest destination. Going there, one never returns from that, my supreme abode. So see, one should understand this thing. You will see that material worlds, they do manifest and they non-manifest. Means material worlds are temporary. They are for specific period of time. So you will see that at a specific period of time, they vanishes. So creation happens, then at a specific period of time, everything destroys also. But spiritual world means which is eternal, which is for always, which is permanent. Creation and destroy, whatever we see, it happens for material things. Just like this mic. A designer created this mic. And at a specific period of time, it will get destroyed also because it is temporary. Same is with our bodies. It was being created and at a specific period of time, it will destroy also when soul will leave this body. So material things, whatever we see, the planets, these bodies, whatever, at a specific period of time, it creation happens and at a specific period of time, it destroys also. But spiritual world never destroy. It never destroys. Why? Because it is permanent, it is eternal. And same, we are also eternal and Lord is also eternal. Means we are also for always. We are soul, we are not this body. And Lord is, of course, He is also for always. So, when all in this world is annihilated, that part remains as it is. That supreme status is called unmanifested and infallible and is the highest destination. Okay? Supreme status and spiritual world. Going there, one never returns from that, my supreme abode. Bhagavad Gita 8.20 and 21. Let me just adjust the screen. The Vedic religion or Varnashram Dharma is also called eternal because no one can trace out its beginning. Yes, so these Varnashram Dharma, these were also creation of Lord Krishna, and it is also there from eternal time. Just like our scriptures. Scriptures are also there from eternal time. You will see what Srila Prabhupada ji is telling here. It is very interesting thing. The Christian religion has a history of 2000 years. Means Christian religion came 2000 years back. Christian religion was not there before 2000 years. So it is very interesting. And the Mohammedan, means Muslims religion, has a history of 1300 years. So this religion was also not there before this time. But if we try to trace out the origins of Vedic religion, we will not be able to find a beginning. Why? Because it is there for eternal time. Varnashram Dharma is accepted as the eternal religion of the living entity. We often say that God created this material world, and this means that God existed before the world. Yes, just like you will see if someone created this house, in whatever house you're living, so the creator of that house was already there. He was already there before creating this house. It's not like uh, his birth will, he took birth after creating this world, this house. It is not possible. For creating anything, first of all, there should be a creator. So, yes, God created these material worlds. Means God existed before the world created. This is a very important point. Since the Lord was existing before this material manifestation, He is not subject to this creation. If He were subject to the laws of the material world, how could He have created it? So, are you getting this point? Means Prabhupada ji is trying to tell here that it's not like that Krishna is also bound to these material things. He's not bound to act like this. Why? Because Krishna is there from the eternal time. If he were subject to the laws of the material world, how could he have created it? If Krishna, Lord Krishna, if he was subjected to the laws of material world, then how could he have created it? It's not possible. That the Lord is simultaneously identical with his creation and yet exists in his completeness apart from it is stated just a second. That the Lord is simultaneously identical with his creation and yet exists in his completeness apart from it is stated in Bhagavad Gita. So we will understand this topic in more detail with this shloka. We will try to recite these shlokas now. There are lots of shlokas today. Okay, let's see. Try to recite with me. मया तद्मिदं सर्वं जगदव्यक्तमूर्तिना मत्स्थानि सर्वभूतानि न चाहं तेषु व्यवस्थितः न च मत्स्थानि भूतानि पश्य मे योगमैश्वरम् भूतभृन्न च भूतस्थो ममात्मा भूतभावनः. Once again. मया तद्मिदं सर्वं जगदव्यक्तमूर्तिना मत्स्थानि सर्वभूतानि न चाहं तेष्वस्थितः न च मत्स्थानि भूतानि पश्य मे योगमैश्वरम् भूतभृन्न च भूतस्थो ममात्मा भूतभावनः. Let's see now. In my transcendental form, I pervade all this creation. Means Krishna is transcendental. So in his transcendental form, he pervaded all this creation. He created all the planets and everything. All things are resting in me, but I am not in them. Again, everything that is created does not rest on me. Behold my mystic opulence. So see what Krishna is saying. This is something strange, but yeah, this is true. That everything is resting in Krishna, but then also Krishna is not in everything. Means Krishna is not, Krishna is not dependent on these things. Let's understand this like this, that everything is dependent on Krishna, but Krishna is not dependent on anything. Why? Because Krishna is independent himself. Krishna is Supreme Personality. So everything is dependent on Krishna, but Krishna is not dependent on anything. So all things are resting in me, but I am not in them. Again, everything that is created does not rest on me. Behold my mystic opulence. Although I am the maintainer of all living entities and although I am everywhere, but still myself is the very source of creation. So let's not be confused. Just understand this thing in very simple way, that everything which you see around yourself, it is all coming from Krishna. And it's not that things are happening independently. No, everything which is happening, it is dependent on Krishna. So even if you see any student, he is preparing for his exam and he score very nicely. So that intelligence also, it was given by Krishna. That's why he was able to crack his exam. It's not he is doing it independently. No, he is dependent on Krishna for this. Although he might not know about this thing, but this is true. Whatever services you do, whatever services you are able to do nicely, you cook nice food or you are driving, whatever you are doing, Krishna is giving you all the strengths to do those things in nice way. So everything which you see, it is coming from Krishna and everything is dependent on Krishna. But Krishna is the Supreme Personality. Krishna is independent. Actually, we are all spirit souls and are intended to associate with God in the spiritual sky, where there are innumerable spiritual planets and innumerable spiritual living entities. Means there are so many. No counting, so many. And one more thing, you will see what it's written here: innumerable spiritual planets. So in spiritual world also there are so many spiritual planets. Let's understand how. You will see that Krishna has so many incarnations. Lord Vishnu, Lord Narayan, Lord Narsimha. There are so many incarnations of Lord Krishna. So according to different incarnations, there are different means there are so many spiritual planets. So anyone who is attracted towards the incarnation of Lord Krishna, let's say he worship Sri Ram, so he will go to Sri Ram. Prabhuji once telling this, I'm not remembering exact things, but there was a devotee. He used to serve Lord Krishna, but accidentally he went at the planet where Lord Vishnu resides. So it was not accidentally, it was again arrangement of Lord Krishna only. So he was confused. That means you will see in different incarnations of Lord Krishna, Krishna do different activities. The bhav of Krishna is different in every incarnation. So that devotee was confused that how this Lord Vishnu is behaving. Lord Krishna was not like this. Lord Krishna was doing a very nice leela with his devotees, with his whatever other parshads. But what this Lord Vishnu is doing? So he was confused. But later he went back to Lord Krishna in Golok Dham. So yes, anyone who is attracted towards any different incarnations of Lord Krishna, he go at that particular planet. So there are innumerable spiritual planets. Yes, Gop Kumar, one devotee is telling here. Yes. Okay. However, those are not fit to live in that spiritual world are sent to this material world. So anyone who is not serving Krishna, then why will he go back to him? Suppose you haven't given exam for, no, you haven't applied for engineering college. So how will you go at that engineering college? You applied for any other college, so you will get admission in that college. If you haven't applied for engineering college, then why will you go at that college? So same here, if someone is not serving Krishna, he's engrossed in all the material things, material desires, then how will he get back to Krishna? Because he is engrossed in experiencing false happiness. He's assuming that this is only true happiness. So he will not serve Krishna and he will not go back to him. So yeah, however, those who are not fit to live in that spiritual world are sent to this material world. Means it's not like that once we were in spiritual world and we have fallen down from there. No, we are here in this material from eternal time only. But Prabhupada is trying to tell here that they are not sent. It's not like we were in material world, spiritual world earlier. Prabhupada is telling here that they remain here only in this material world. This very idea is expressed by Milton in Paradise Lost. Although spirit soul, we have voluntarily accepted this material body, and by accepting it, we also accepted the threefold miseries of material nature. Yes, see, whatever anything is doing, he is doing it because he want to do it. You chant your 16 rounds in morning because you want to chant your 16 rounds in morning. You only consume Krishna Prasadam because you want to consume only Krishna Prasadam. So same here, you see any living entity, we are spirit souls, but if we are in this material body, so we only accepted this, we only desire to stay in this material body. Of course it was because of our foolishness, because we were assuming that we will be happy in this material world only, in this material body only. It was because of our foolishness. But as one gains knowledge, he come to know the right things. And that's why you see whatever services we do, we are doing it so that we can just get out of this world as soon as possible. Is it not? When Mataji was telling me material things are like suicide for me now. I don't want to engage in those things. So why? See, earlier we were assuming that those are very nice things. Is it not? But now, as we are gaining knowledge, we are doing our devotional services, we automatically get to know these things, that there is no taste in material things. So this is because of, it is a sign that you are progressing in your spiritual life. So this is really very nice. Exactly when we accepted it and how we accepted it cannot be traced out. Yes, why? Because again, we understood this thing, that everything which is happening, it is happening from eternal time. There is no history of anything. So that's why it cannot be traced out, that when we accepted it and how we accepted it, it cannot be traced out. No one can trace out the history of when the conditioned soul first began accepting these material bodies. So even scriptures are quiet. Scriptures are not telling anything about this thing because there is no any history about this. Even if one will do lots of research about this, then also he will not come to any conclusion, because it cannot be traced out. It is impossible. At present, Darwin's theory of the evolution of organic matter is very prominent in institutions of higher learning, but there is information given in the Padma Puran and other authoritative scriptures of the living entities, spiritual evolution from one bodily form to another. So we will discuss this theory, then we'll stop our class here. So, are you aware of Darwin's theory? What was his theory? Let's keep it in suspense, only we'll read it. So, see, there is information given in our scriptures that the living entities' spiritual evolution from one bodily form to another. Means, we were earlier, we might be there in any other costume, maybe a costume of any insect, any animal, any bird, and now we are in the body of human being. So this is the evolution from one bodily form to another. This Puran informs, which Puran? Padma Puran informs us that there are 84 lakh forms of living entities, 9 of which live within water, means aquatic animals. There are 2 lakh species amongst plants and vegetables alone. And present everyone is giving stress to Darwin's theory. But in Vedic literature, there is immense information about the different species. Now, these numbers might, you might assume that these numbers are very small, but these are not small numbers. These are 84 lakh forms of living entities, means 84 lakh types of species. Now there might be so many living entities. They are suffering in different bodies. So these are not small numbers. If you think that these are small numbers, then you can assume that these are the numbers of green nodes. So see, this is true that we change our costume. There is, yes, the evolution of our body, it happens from one bodily form to another. The evolution of spiritual soul, it happens like this, one bodily form to another. But what is Darwin's theory? Instead of following scriptures, people are giving stress, means they are giving more emphasis, more importance to Darwin's theory. But in Vedic literature, there is immense information about the different species. Darwin expresses what? See, what he expresses. Just a second. Darwin expresses the opinion that the species are evolving from lower forms of life, but this is not the whole truth. Means, what is his theory? Now let's understand. His theory was that first, we human beings, we were monkeys. And from monkeys, our evolution happened and we became human beings. You might see monkeys, they almost look like human beings only. They sit like human beings, or whatever food they consume with their hands. So they almost look like human beings, but that doesn't mean that we were monkeys before. Yeah, possibility is there that we might be monkeys in our previous births. But it's not like we were monkeys before and our evolution happened and then we became human beings. This is not reality. If you have doubt, you can ask your mother that when I took birth, was I looking like a monkey? Or you may see your childhood photographs. It is not reality at all. So his theory is that the species are evolving from lower forms of life, but this is not the whole truth. The soul may progress from lower forms to higher form. Means we might be in lower forms earlier in our previous births, and then we progress to higher forms. Human life is very rare, so we already have been in so many different species. Then we got this human birth, this human life. But in the beginning of creation, all species were created by Sri Krishna, as indicated in Bhagavad Gita. So we will discuss this shloka in our next class. We will stop here now. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Gaur Pramanande. Hari Bol.